Neopixel housing, fiber optic bin sensing, fusible interfacing, these are not terms we normally associate with building musical instruments. However, if you're part of the team of engineers, scientists, fashion experts, and artist collaborators that are involved in the creation of the Mi.Mu gloves, then it's everyday lingo. Follow me while we make our way around England and catch up with the team of music lovers and brilliant minds that have been making music in the most unique method. With a long day ahead, we begin our journey in Birmingham, or as the locals say, Birmingham, to intercept a founding Mi.Mu team member. She's been on the front lines since the beginning, and with any luck, can help demystify this music-tech merger. We're here in Birmingham to connect with Dr. Kelly Snook. She's a researcher, engineer, musician, and also a team member on the Mi.Mu Gloves project. Normally based in London, England, she's currently on tour as tour and tech support with one of the more notable Mi.Mu collaborators, Ariana Grande. She's taken the time out of her busy schedule to show us exactly how the instrument works, and hopefully let me try on a pair. Let's check it out. Brainchild of British singer-songwriter Imogen Heap, the Mi.Mu gloves is a musical instrument that not only embodies creative musical self-expression, but seemingly pushes technological capabilities. We're here with Dr. Kelly Snook. Kelly? Doctor?
Just call me Kelly.
I will. So, these are them, I see, the Mi.Mu
Yes.
gloves.
This is a previous version of the Mi.Mu gloves that we use for testing. Yeah.
What was your initial involvement in your actual role after you met Imogen, after you made the decision to move on from NASA to pursue being a team member for Mi.Mu? Or was it that? Or did you just immediately go work for Imogen? Or how did that all come to play?
Yeah, I did. In fact, I went for a little while just to kind of check it out. And I was working in Imogen's studio with her as her music assistant, technology assistant. Initially, since we were working with Imogen, and Imogen was one of the designers of the gloves, we really designed them for the way that she wanted to use them. So we designed them to have open fingertips so that she could play the piano. She's a very accomplished piano player, and she plays the mbira, other kinds of instruments that require her to be able to tactilely do things. You know, we made the palms open so that you can still clap, and because she does a lot of looping with clapping. We gave her some visual feedback. Really, we iterated and iterated on the design until it worked for her.
Right.
And now we're in this unique stage where we've expanded to other collaborators, and we've started trying to think about what would it take to make these gloves for anyone that wants to use them to make music.
I've been reading a little bit about it, and so believe me, I'm not a techie with this stuff, but some of the words didn't really transpose to me to music terms. However, fiber optic bin sensing, explain that alone.
Well, actually, the first gloves we used were fiber optic. These are just resistive bin sensors.
Okay.
It doesn't really make a difference. What that means is that it just tells the computer how bent or open your fingers are.
Okay.
That's all it does. But we have enough of them that it kind of knows exactly how each finger is configured, and then it has some smarts inside the computer that allow it to learn different postures, so different combinations of those bends values.
Gotcha.
So you can say, this is a fist, this is a one finger point, this is an open hand, and then you can use those postures that you've invented to trigger stuff. We're not claiming to be inventing anything new here, really. We're just taking something that people have been trying for decades, and we're really honing it and really working on it to be a very evolved musical instrument.
And it's very expressive too. I mean, as music is super emotional, I mean, you have people that dance, and you have people that, sign language. I mean, a variety of applications of movement that express emotion, and music being one of them, and of course being able to attach an instrument to your hands to express that. What software are you using?
This is a custom software called Glover.
Okay, clever, not just clever. Glover.
So what this does is it allows you to see the data that's coming in, and you can see that happening right now. You can see this light says it's turning blue when I make a fist.
Oh, okay.
And these are the different bend sensors, and these are the different orientation sensors, and this is the posture that I'm making.
I see that two-finger point.
It's a two-finger point, yep. And so this is where you can see the input coming in. And then, in the other pane, allows you to map the inputs to the outputs. So that's this software. And then for Imogen and for Ariana, we're using Ableton Live. And what our software does is it sends the information about what we've just done via MIDI or OSC to Ableton Live, and then that does something.
Let me just make sure I am grasping this myself. So basically, she's telling the Glover software that when she makes a fist, It, for instance, is sending the fist is the input, and it's sending the output to be a minor chord or a minor tone. So it's basically saying it's a sad note, minor, right? So you can go from happy to sad or whatever. And what instrument are you talking about?
Hear it.
Oh, voice.
Oh, I have to make the harmonies go up. Here we go. This major, minor.
So sad.
Major.
Happy and sad. Very cool. Interesting. So you're just using your voice, but you could use the keys. You could
do,
record guitar or whatever.
Exactly.
Whatever it may be. Interesting. The iPhone has the gyro in it, right? The gyroscope, which you can move, and the screen flips, and has some of the calibration features, and some of that is in here.
Exactly. They're in these chips here. They can give you the orientation of your hand and your arm, so you can measure pitch or yaw in this direction or roll. And then you can also sense like acceleration peaks, so you can play the drums, or you could anything that requires a kind of a hit.
So there's a few indicators for the user.
Yeah.
That way you can physically see what you're doing to kind of confirm what you're doing, your postures, and there's a vibrating sensor to kind of confirm some of the other selections that you've made. Let's do a true demonstration.
So just by making that one finger point, it triggers that little drum, that little whatever that sound, and you. And then you can control where that goes. Oh, whoops.
Through panning.
Yeah.
And volume.
You over there, and then you over there. There we go.
Aha. Very cool.
So what it's doing there is it's sensing the combination of my fist and a hit makes it be a kick. If I make it one finger point and then I hit it, it's a snare.
Gotcha. Something like this allows somebody that's not necessarily musically inclined to play music, so to speak.
Exactly. I mean, that's really one of our big passions, is making music more accessible.
I would love to try
All right,
on a pair.
let's give you a chance here.
Oh, we don't screw this up.
It's called PowerNet.
PowerNet, huh?
Yeah,
Seems super durable.
It's used for stockings,
Oh, like fishnets.
Yeah,
PowerNet.
Exactly.
Interesting. And you can actually see one of the circuit boards, or what is that exactly?
That's the sensor, the bend sensor. It's just a piece of plastic with a coating painted on it.
Okay.
And when the coating gets bent, it separates. And
wow. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm a new musician to the Mi.Mu Loves. I've got my instruments on.
You do.
Now we have to train them.
We're going to train.
We have to tell them what to do.
So this is called posture training.
Posture training.
Yeah.
Sit up straight.
So you're going to make a fist. And you're going to make a puppet hand. And you're going to make an open hand. And a one finger point.
One finger?
Okay. Open hand.
An open hand.
That's good.
So we've only trained it. Okay.
So we've just trained the one hand.
Fantastic.
And now what we have set up for this one is the drum. So there you go.
Ah, so that's my kick drum?
That's your kick drum. It's velocity sensitive too. I don't know if you noticed. You do it harder, it's louder.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Basically.
So now what you're doing is you're actually using your hands to control this piece of hardware.
Oh, really? Wow.
Which is really cool. So it's not just controlling the computer, it's sending the data through the computer out to this piece of hardware.
So I can control a looper, a harmonizer.
Exactly.
Beep, beep.
There you go. And if you twist it, if you go behind you, it'll go all the way down.
Wow. Well, that's going to take some practice. Okay.
So, do you want me to tell you how to control what you're...
Yes, tell me.
Okay. That's good. I think you're discovering it. Let's see. So what?
No, I feel like empowered with these type of instrument. I really do. I mean, I know there's a lot more involved than just kind of picking up a guitar or sitting behind a drum kit, but I mean, it seems like because these are so vast in their capabilities that it would just be well worth the time to dive into this instrument and make music with it. So, well, thank you so much. I know that you have a busy schedule and you got to get back out on the road with Ariana Grande. However, we appreciate your time.
Thank you.
So thank you so much, Kelly.
Thank you, Kelly.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Awesome. Check it out. It's Mi.Mu gloves.com. That's Mi.Mu gloves.com. Find out everything you need to know, and maybe you can be making your own music with the gloves.
Someday soon.
Thanks, Kelly.
Wow, what a crazy way to spend the morning. That's what I'm talking about. A new way to make music move with you, not just moving to the music. I am inspired.
We're here at the South Bank Centre on the shores of the Thames River here in beautiful London. We're gonna go to the Drake Music Hackathon. We're gonna check it out. Here it is. I wonder if any of these people are here for more than just the food, like the music. The folks that we're here to see are pushing the boundaries of technology with making music. It's incredible. Here at the South Bank Centre in London, England, we're at the Drake Music Hackathon to link up with Mi.Mu collaborators Gowan Hewitt and Chris Halpin to talk about how they're using music tech to make music more accessible. We're pretty excited, pretty innovative. Let's check it out.
I've never been to a hackathon before. This should be interesting.
The technology that they're using is basically kind of similar to a theremin, but it's invisible, and it's kind of creating a space that you can manipulate by just putting your hands through it, and it'll change different tones and beats and things like that. Literally with like the Xbox Connect type setup. Pretty amazing. Pleasure to meet you. Very well.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. You see now all our musical skill is kind of coming through.
Gowan Hewitt, Chris Halpin. These guys are collaborators with Drake Music. Is that correct?
That's right.
That's right, yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. How long have you guys been collaborators with the Mi.Mu gloves?
We started with the gloves in
December the 13th, wasn't it? Was that right?
That's the day. We went to
2014.
we went to Imogen's house out in the middle of nowhere,
Essex.
Essex, out in the middle of nowhere.
And we sat in the barn and everyone got their gloves on for the first time, and it was pretty crazy.
What was your kind of need for the gloves? I mean, so to speak,
For me, obviously,
or your main interest rather.
Drake Music is about enabling disabled musicians. For me, having cerebral palsy has affected my arm movements more in the last couple of years, which has changed how like I've always been a guitarist and a piano player, which has been fine. And then in the last couple of years, it's kind of changed a bit for me. Piano especially has become harder to play.
Right.
Playing live, doing acoustic guitar stuff was becoming pretty stressful.
Over time, it's been
It's
more
been
debilitating.
It's got a lot worse. And so I reached out to Gowan and was like, have you got any ideas about access? And at the same time, Gowan was now talking to the gloves team, and it kind of just right place, right time. And it was like, let's put them in my hands. And then
Has the user interface initially been pretty easy to kind of get the grasp of, or is the music tech, so far advanced that the common user can't seem to get it right out of the gate?
that's a good question. I think that in some ways it's quite simple, and I love that you could just go and grab an effect and anyone can kind of grasp that immediately, or when you're playing drums, people just see that, and to me it's really old hat, but when if someone comes to my studio and they see me do it, they're just like it's magic trick or something.
Yeah.
The way Ariana Grande does her she uses those kind of harmonizers and those things. I think people do grasp it straight away. I think the reality of programming them and getting them set up is perhaps it's not super complicated, but it takes a little bit of homework just to kind of. I think one of the things is just having the vision of saying, okay, so what am I going to do with it? I can grab stuff and I can move stuff around. So what do I do with it? You know what I mean? A drum is really, really simple, but grabbing effects and things. And once you kind of get around the idea of thinking about sound in this kind of 3D space in front of you and how you want to manipulate that, then it becomes fairly simple.
What about like emotionally being able to kind of get some of it back, so to speak, get some of your creativity back?
Oh yeah, like for me, like I would still play, I still play guitar, but like the thought of stepping on stage with a guitar now makes me feel a little nervous. And like the idea of using this kind of technology, it's like, because it fits to me, it fits to my needs now, and
You guys are just scratching the surface.
Oh, definitely, yeah. We're just still kind of like, we spoke with Imogen earlier, and some of the next level ideas, what the gloves are going to be able to do. It's just like, but for me, it's something I'm really passionate about. I think that it might be genius. It might be the greatest breakthrough yet in accessible music tech.
And Drake Music was kind of like an incubator, so to speak, right? And kind of in the start of this, is that correct?
Well, we've been talking to them for a while about how we could work together. I mean, what really interests me, if you don't mind me just sort of holding this for a second, is that we've got Imogen Heap as the sort of amazingly deep creative artist she has developed something that can express her ideas and what she wants. And this has led to all these incredible sensors, these circuits that then communicate it wirelessly. Now, I think it's almost unique to have someone with a creative vision leading a team like that in that way. And what that's allowed us to do is really sort of be part of something at this crucial stage and develop, sort of try and help accessibility be sort of designed in, I guess. Now this is a glove and it's great for Chris, but there are other people we might work with, other musicians we might work with. The glove isn't the most appropriate way of using the technology and the software, and so
hence the cuff.
Hence the cuff. And initially, that's what I was initially wanting to talk to them about: is how could we use this amazing kind of software, hardware stuff. So they've developed a unique cuff, which I'm modelling here, and this is the situation that is the same as the glove here. And we have the electronics, as you can see. It is so hot off the press that it's still bubble wrapped
And in the package.
It's still got our lights and everything, but this will fit into here. And we can use just the Mi.Mu sensors, so the gyroscopes, the position, but also, of course, we've got all these inputs.
And
so
it's still
we can
like the gloves.
Other flex sensors, it could be on a leg, it could be on an arm, so completely, this is sort of a parallel project.
Were you the first person in regards to a disability to kind of take this and run with it?
Yeah, I think we were, because there's only like 15 collaborators. But I mean, like Aaron said, I think with it being led by Imogen, somebody that creative, it's a very different thing than if it was like a lot of kind of tech guys and it was all about the technology and it was from a sciencey point of view.
Here we've got a musical instrument built for music making that happens to have, actually accidentally, accessibility designed right through the core. And we're exploring that with the other collaborators, with Imogen, with Chris, and it's just a great project to be involved in.
I know as a musician myself and someone so passionate about music myself, I just know that, I'm looking forward to see where you guys take this. I can't wait to see how creative it opens up you and your show and your performances and then everyone involved. And of course, this bodysuit might look good on you, Gowan.
That's the next step, right?
For the next step. You can Google search Chris Halpin, at Chris Halpin on Twitter, and also Winter of 82. .com is his band. Go check them out. Really cool stuff. Well, thank you again. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Chris,
Thank you.
got one?
Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Maybe get me a pair of these things.
What a pleasure meeting such genuine music-loving people. Dr. Kelly Snook's infectious passion for sharing the Mi.Mu gloves with the world, to Chris Halpin's courage to not let his disability control his ability to express himself through his music. If I wasn't completely before, I am now truly inspired.
And that was amazing. The team over at the Mi.Mu Gloves Project is merging music and technology and making music more accessible to the masses. Until next time, I'm Kenny Barnwell. Thanks for joining us. This is Making Music. Have you ever seen a musical elevator? That means fourth floor, apparently.